taught us the greatest healing reality in life is the spoken word. Paul was prepared so he could hold forth the depth of the word with great skill. He taught them the things concerning Jesus Christ. With positive heart and logic, he told them what God did for him in order to motivate them by winning words to believe. The results were that some did and some did not. Despite all past and present hardships, Paul believed to preach and teach this word dynamically. In chapter 28, verses 25 to 27, and when they agreed not among themselves, they departed after that Paul had spoken one word. Well spake the Holy Spirit. This is usage 1, the giver, via 2c. By Isaiah the prophet unto our fathers, quotes Isaiah 6, verses 9 and 10. Jesus Christ had quoted sectors of this also in 3 gospel records, saying, Go unto this people, and say, Hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and not perceive. For the heart of this people, referring to the Judeans, is waxed gross, grown fat, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, lest they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. What a revelation. Some did believe, but obviously he's speaking to those that didn't. And there weren't enough to believe to avert the horror of what Josephus wrote as the Judean Wars and the annihilation of organized Judean culture that happened soon after that. Well, I'd like to finish this if he's got the endurance to see it through with me. We've gone this far, but I need to say something here. Many of you are aware that Dr. Bullinger, with the influence of Charles Welch, his wonderful and great in many ways research assistant, convinced themselves that this is where the Church of Grace was initiated. And they hang their hats on that statement that I just read, quoting Isaiah. The reason Dr. Earl explained to us that they were convinced and persuaded to start the Grace Administration here, and this was towards the end of Bullinger's life, because in his earlier days he wrote a magnificent book called The 7 Church Epistles, where he packaged them properly in the unit of 7, like Dr. Earl taught us to, and like I teach and you believe. But because they could never work out the Holy Spirit field, and especially speaking in tongues, Bullinger had only observed abuses of it and the different denominational abuses of it. He had to get rid of, in his logical thinking mind as a research man who loved the Word, he couldn't justify what he saw practiced by uninformed, ignorant believers, and how the adversary took advantage of their lack of renewed mind knowledge and manipulated them and made speaking in tongues look like this bizarre, possessed behavior. So to get rid of speaking in tongues, at least in their minds, if they could designate Romans, Corinthians, and Galatians to a previous subdivision, I don't know what else to call it, pre-grace administration, they made another administration, the bulk of the book of Acts, following on gospel, and the grace administration didn't start till Acts 28 on this, designated by this statement, and it's all wrong.